The next day, when things really turned around for me, I woke up to a pleasant fragrance yet again. Thinking about it, it had been about a week since the last time this happened. Good morning. I gave my morning greeting without opening my eyes. A gentle, contented voice responded back.
おはようございます、兄様。
Okay, I just wanted to get through that white screen before I did an intro because it's so blinding. Anyways, guys, welcome back to some more ChronoClock. We are in episode 7. Just had a great episode where I had a ton of laughs and really enjoyed my time with Dee Dee. Even though she's not, like I said, my favorite romance character, she does make for some good laughs. And she has certainly, like, taken over the spotlight, I would say, at the moment. I feel like there's a lot of focus on her at the moment, but we'll see if that continues on. Anyways, let's keep reading. I opened one of my eyes, taking in the sight of the ceiling. Yep, it's morning. I like how we can tell from looking at the ceiling that it's morning. And we're back to this CG. Didn't you go to bed with Dee Dee last night? I turned my head sideways, and sure enough, Michiru was lying there on her side.
彼女、早起きすぎますね。
Well, she's a maid. She's got to. You know, she's got to get started on breakfast or getting started on chores or whatever she does in the morning. Children are always early risers, especially on their days off and whatnot. Like how he just calls her a child. She is pretty childish, I'll say that.
平日で学校がありますが。
Aw, I don't wanna go. You just called her a child and you're acting like one right now, buddy.
いっそ、今日は私とずっとお布団でイチャイチャして過ごしますか？
You know, Michiru, that sounds like a great idea, but I'm gonna have to pass, like, forever. Good. I'm glad he said that. It was such an enticing offer that for a second there, I'd seriously consider taking her up on it. My guy? I wasn't sure if he was joking, that's why I went to the next sentence. I think he was serious. Glancing at the time on my phone lying beside my pillow, I found it was just past 6 o'clock, much earlier than my usual wake-up time. Well, I'm just gonna keep lying here for a bit longer.
兄様、触ってもよろしいですか？
No! No! No, you may not! Do what? What?
よろしいのですか？
Is this a dream? Why is he so okay with it? Is he just tired? I don't mean it like that. After teasing me, Michiru began caressing my face. She did so more delicately than usual, perhaps because we had some more time to kill. It felt ticklish. Michiru's slender, smooth fingers ran down my neck, brushed over my Adam's apple, and then stopped in my chest as if she were about to check my pulse.
兄様。
No, please do not say it like that. No! I could feel the warmth of Michiru's breath on my skin. She seemed to be more seductive with her fingers than usual. What is this bad feeling? Why am I getting a bad feeling about this?
道はなんだかムラムラしてしまいました。
Sora's route all over again. Except way more direct. Way more direct. Wait.
この思いはいつまで散らされれば成就するのですか？
That's not what I mean. This was really getting out of hand, so I tried to get up, and Michiru grabbed my wrist and began to straddle me.
おはよう、グッモーニングです。朝飯前のお時間です。
You imbecile. Dee Dee's eyes went wide as saucers as Michiru yelled at her.
何ですか？なんでお嬢様がここにいますか？リディさんのバカ。せっかく良い雰囲気でしたのに。
You baka. Perfect timing, TD.
怒られることも褒められることも何が何やら。
Poor woman, she has no idea. She's just so lost.
いいから行きますよ。
No, Dee Dee, you saved me. Come back. Michiru pouted like a child as she dragged Dee Dee out of the room by the collar. Now that I think about it, those two really do have good chemistry. I stifled a yawn and got out of bed. Another day, another dollar, as they say. Another potential sexual harassment avoided by our sister of all people. I will say Dee Dee looks pretty good in the school uniform, and I think I mentioned that before, but just want to point that out. Like, Dee Dee does have some moments where she's cute, but she's so goofy and childlike that I see her more as, like, more like a sister character, more like Michiru, right? Except Michiru is less of a sister character because she's always trying to get on to us. So Dee Dee's the better sister character, okay, is what I'm trying to say. I was waiting outside the front gate, as usual, when Michiru and Dee Dee came out in their uniforms. I held out my hand for Michiru, but she didn't take it. Huh? Sure. Seriously? Okay. Are you fine with that, Michiru?
兄様が登校できない時や DD さんと兄様を引き離す手段の一環として仕方がありません。
Yes, this can help us because we can use our time focusing on the real women of this game, okay? Not that DD is not like somewhat attractive and that Michiru is not unattractive at all either. That's not what I'm saying, but I think these two are like maybe my two least favorite. Besides, put Miyu in there too. Miyu's as a romantic interest. I think Miyu, Michiru, and Dorothy are probably my three least favorite. Okay, I'm just gonna throw that out there as far as romance goes. So I would be fine if these two get out of the picture for a minute. Man, your real intent is way too obvious. Still, I couldn't really argue with her first point, even if it would leave me feeling a bit lonely. All right, can I trust you with this, DD? Oh, okay. She's just casually talking about possibly killing her. Dorothy's not sure how to feel about that. Alright, you guys go off. I'll be fine. And Michiru will be fine too. I mean, she's probably the person I need to worry about the most. Michiru and Dee Dee didn't seem to mind this, but it would actually be advantageous for advantageous. I don't know. For Dee Dee, if she was fired, she'd level up from a maid to a house guest that way. That makes two airhead girls living under the same roof. Hey, I'm still worried about you. Would you mind if I followed for a bit? Yeah, I'm sure you would like me to stop treating you like a child, because then I might see you as a member of the opposite sex, as they say in these games. That's her goal by saying that. She wants us to see her as this mature woman. That's why she's always flaunting her boobs in the morning. Alright. All my anxieties and worries were waltzing around about in my head, but I didn't have much of a choice. Well, see you guys later. Alright, I'll try. Okay, love. Love and lad. That's all she says, is love and lad. Michiru's do take care seemed weirdly ominous, but it's not like it's not like anything really serious could happen while riding the monorail. I mean, sure it could. Strong winds or mechanical failures can occasionally cause delays, but the monorail has never had an accident which caused serious injury. Until today. Dun dun dun. I pondered over those things as I went to school alone, and then... Oh, something wicked this way comes. Don't worry about it, you don't need to know. The wicked something showed up to me with a carefree greeting. It's nothing, good morning. Yeah, it is pretty hot. I will never understand why the first topic of conversation people always come up with is the weather. I think it's just like such a neutral topic that you guys can both comment on immediately. It's not a great conversation starter, I will say that, but it's just an easy one. I expected her to grab me by the necktie again for my little jape, but... Important? Could have laughed bashfully. Oh, the date. Yes. I'm sorry, I have so many different women in my life right now. It's kind of hard for Ray to remember every little detail. No, I wasn't just thinking about what the weather would be like then. Alright, I'll show you a good time, I promise. Makoto poked me in the chest with her finger as if to hide her embarrassment, but I could tell she was trying to make the mood more playful. Of course, I was just as embarrassed about it as she was. There's this arcade over in the shopping district, so I'm not worried about the weather. I was thinking we could go maybe see a movie too.
映画基本だね。いいね。
Alright, let's go see the new Dragon Ball Super movie. I haven't actually watched any of Dragon Ball Super, but I just know people have been so excited about that movie lately. After that, we can spend the rest of the time chatting in the coffee shop somewhere, or we could just do some window shopping. The instant those words left my mouth, a bad flashback hit me. But for the love of God, don't make me shop for clothes with you.
女の子の服選びに付き合ってひどい目にあったことがあるんだ。
Yes, we did. How much time do you take with that stuff? You seem like the type to just buy something without worrying too much.
私も長いよ。
And looking at clothes is right out. You're gonna make me cry here.
君は一度泣かしてみたいけど、男子のゲーム好きと同じよう
Who
なもの
says
だ
that?
と思うけどな。
Who just says, yeah, I would like to see you cry one day, you know, just casually. It's like, not threatening at all. Makoto teased me carefree as ever, like she didn't care about my compliment. Or, I was about to say compliments, my complaints at all. Well, anyways, if that's too ordinary for you, we could always try karaoke.
いや、カラオケは私が恥ずかしいからやめておいて。
Alright, it's decided. We're going to karaoke with her, because that has to be the best time that we could possibly have. Embarrassing, you're not tone deaf, are you? There's a music class at our school, but I don't remember anyone in my class being particularly tone deaf. Makoto frowned and hesitated before mumbling a
友
response.
達と一緒の時はそれっぽい流行り歌でごまかしてるけど、本当は演歌とか誰も知らない昭和初期の人形系の歌とかが好きでね、熱唱しちゃうの。
So you like older stuff. Stuff that would make you seem really weird to people. Really wanted to hear her sing something like that. I know, why can't we do the karaoke date? That sounds like a great time. I would love to laugh at her singing these totally out of place songs for her. And so, I arrived at school without incident, sat through classes, and waited for lunchtime. Just the same old routine. Day after day, the hope that something interesting would happen for a change, but unfortunately today was just another normal day. Well, I suppose having Dee Dee in my class counts as interesting. The English lessons were a snap for her, but the classical lit lessons just had her hanging her head in frustration. Even just watching her was fun. Shuji walked over to my desk. By that girl, he naturally meant Dee Dee, who would be surrounded by a gaggle of curious classmates during every break period. It is good and bad. It's helped prevent my sister from coming on to me too much, which is good. But at the same time, I have to deal with Dee Dee every single morning and night, which is bad. What do you mean? How is what?
あんなこと一つ屋根の下での生活なんてお前の家でもなきゃ現実にはありえない話だろう。実際どんなもんかと。
You know, you can have her, Shuji. Like, please go right ahead. You can have my sister too. Actually, you have both of them. I guess it's only natural Shuji would be curious given how much he loves his light novels. Gosh, I haven't read any light novels in a while. I miss it. I was reading through No Game No Life. That was good. And I was also reading through Is It Wrong to Pick Up Girls in a Dungeon? That was a good series too. I probably should continue. I mean, the anime is on what, season 4 now? I was like, holy crap, they're actually like animating a lot of that show, which is absolutely insane to me. I feel like most is like you get 2 seasons and you're lucky if that. We don't live under the same roof. I'm in the annex and there's a separate bathroom in the main house, so the odds of me walking in on TD are pretty much nil. And that's a good thing. I didn't mention that I'd seen her panties, like I could ever say that. We've seen a lot of panties, okay guys? We've seen a lot of panties here. More so than we probably needed to, but it is what it is. In all honesty, Shuji was probably more worried about Miu, Mitra, and all the others than he was about TD. He'd probably say something like, Sansui, which one of them are you gonna pick? You better not make anyone cry, so watch your ass. Well, I appreciate the advice. Shuji didn't know what I was talking about. Just then I realized other people could have overheard since we were talking about Dee Dee. Even if they weren't meaning to eavesdrop on us, they'd definitely be perking up their ears when I mentioned her name. I had only myself to blame for that. I ought to just keep my mouth shut for a few days. I grabbed my lunch and stood up. This time, Shuji picked up the situation immediately and returned to his seat. Guess I'll have to go to the roof again today, I guess. Ooh, I'm excited. I want to get onto Misaki's route. Huh? I figured those two would be on the roof again, but somehow only Misaki was there. Yes! Misaki time! Let's go, guys! Why are you here without Miu?
私がいたら悪いっていうの？
No, I don't. I have no problems with that. That's not what I was getting at, so don't get old dere on me.
ツンツンでしょ？
You're on the verge of ODing on soon, as it is. I grabbed my pocket watch and peered over the unfenced edge of the rooftop as I spoke to Misaki. I just hope she didn't fall.
何してるの？
I know, isn't that bad? We really have to save that pocket watch for in case she just falls off the roof again, because apparently she somehow makes it past. There's literally a fence around it. How do you even fall? Nothing, I was just checking if Miu fell off the roof.
あのね、いくらみーちゃんがうかつだからって屋上から落ちたら死ぬわよ。
Oh, I'm more than aware. I'm sure she would. Hence why I was making sure she didn't. So, my wife has, like, recently, maybe in the past year, gotten into The Office, if you guys have ever watched that. And sometimes the humor from this game reminds me of The Office. It's just over the top and just wonderful. I really love it. It's just dumb, dry humor, and I vibe with it. So Miu really isn't here today. Oh, did she go to the bathroom, or is she buying
おっ
drinks?
と、なんで目の前にいる私よりみーちゃんの話ばっかりなの？もっと私に優しくしなさい。
I know. What are we even doing? Why are we even worried about Miu? Like, we got Misaki right here. Misaki wants me to treat her with courtesy, eh? I could pat your head if you wanted.
違うわよ。
No, we should do that. Then I could flip your skirt, maybe.
そういうことじゃない。
I mean, I don't think we've seen her panties yet. I guess we probably are going to at some point, because it seems like everyone sits in the same spot without worrying about it. Misaki stamped her foot and yelled at me. Yep, I love how energetic these first years are. Teasing them certainly gets good results. Enough jokes then. What happened to
い
her?
いこと？私が説明してあげるんだからよく聞きなさい。今日
Alright, I'm
4
listening.
時間目が家庭科で調理実習だったのよ。
Did she cut her finger? Is that what happened? Oh, so you've already had lunch then. Well, excuse my manners, but I'm going to dig in while we talk.
がないわね。金持ちとしてのプライドはないの？
No. No, we don't. And that's what I love about him. Let's just say I'm a wild and crazy guy. Anyways, you were
み
saying.
んな同じものを食べたはずなのに、みーちゃんだけ食当たりかなんかで病院に運ばれたのよ。
Oh. It wasn't just cutting her finger. She just straight up went to the hospital. Oh, of course. Normal school stuff. Little concerning, guys. What can I say? That's some bad luck.
先輩と同じ意見なのは微妙だけど、不幸よね。
Am I the only one worried that she got sent to the hospital? Like, she was fine, and then Miu got sent to the hospital. What did you guys eat? This happened in fourth period, then I couldn't fix it by going back 5 minutes either.
そういうわけだから、先輩が気にするかもと思って、私がそのことを伝えに来てたの。私が、この私が、わざわざ。
Okay, perfect. Well, just for me, thanks. Now that all the commotion over Miu's confession had blown over, I wouldn't be surprised if the rooftop had been totally devoid of other people today. I was about to say, you could have just texted me though, but that reminds me, I still haven't exchanged cell numbers with you yet.
なんで先輩と携帯の番号とメールアドを交換しなきゃいけないのよ。
Okay, first of all, I just asked for your phone number. I don't know where you got the email part from, but you can give that to me too, I guess. You said you wanted to do that before, didn't you?
そうだけど、でも。
For something like today, it'd be more convenient. If you would have been able to text me, you wouldn't have had to come up all the way up here to the roof to tell me. Took out the smartphone as I talked. My guy, she wants to come up and tell you in person. Thought she was getting angry, but instead she was fidgeting bashfully.
じゃなくて、私、男の人とそういうことしたことないし。
Why are you getting all embarrassed all of a sudden? We're just talking. She obviously didn't mean to word that in a sexual way, but it was still a little bit of a turn on. What? Well, it's not like I'm forcing
ちょっ
you.
と待ちなさいよ。嫌だなんて言ってないでしょ。
Make up your mind. What do you want? For some reason, Misaki grabbed a hold of my arm and she shouted at me. She snatched my phone out of my hand before I could put it away and held it next to her own so she could exchange her info with me.
これでよし。
I don't understand this. she's so convoluted with her answer about whether she wants to do something or not. It's like, oh, I'm gonna get mad at you for suggesting it, and then I'm gonna get mad at you for not going along with it after suggesting it. Taking my phone back and looking at my contacts, sure enough, the name Misaki Ando had appeared at the very top of the list. Misaki grinned from ear to ear as she looked at her own phone. What are you giggling for, eh?
うるさいわね。何も用がないときは連絡しちゃダメよ。
You're literally giggling and smiling about it, and then you're getting mad at me and saying don't call me for stupid reasons. Oh, well, men don't waste their time with stuff like that. I mean, you wouldn't like it if I texted you every morning and night either, would you?
いや、それは大事な用事じゃない？
It's important to do that kind of stuff. Misaki, your idea of what counts as important completely escapes me. This is why she's one of the best girls, guys. Like, is this not just best girl material? Misaki waved her arms menacingly at me.
とにかく基準がわからないなら、私が送ったメールにちゃんと返事をしてくれればいいの。
Okay.
あと、あんまり返事が遅いと気になるし、そっけない文章だと嫌われたんじゃないかって不安になるし、気をつけるのよ。
I mean, to be fair, when you're reading this, you're like, oh, that sounds kind of crazy. But then when you really think about it, I'm like, yeah, I feel kind of the same way, actually. One-word responses just feel lazy to me. And then, yeah, it kind of makes you wonder if the person likes you. When it takes too long to respond, I do that too sometimes. It just depends. Like, if I have, like, a straight answer for something, I'll respond quickly. But sometimes I'm like, I just don't know how I want to respond to that. And so I just end up kind of not for a while.
それに私が返事どうしようって遅くなっても気にしちゃダメだからね。
A little bit of a double standard here. Am I her boyfriend now or something? I hope. I mean, I was planning on doing her route first. That's what you guys told me. You guys, I wrote it down, okay? Here, I'm gonna pull it up real quick. I wrote it down. I don't know if it'll focus, but it says ChronoClock route order. So I'm gonna do Misaki, and I'm gonna do Didi, Michiru, Makoto, Crow, and then Miu, because I think that's the route. I think you have to do some of those in an order. Like, Crow has to be done, I think, after some of the other girls, and then is Miu last? I think that's how it goes. So I think Miu has to be done last. So that's kind of what I'm thinking, but we'll see if that can end up being my route order. Rose up as I thought about that weird question. Misaki backed off now that we are done exchanging numbers.
私は教室に戻るけど、私がいなくなったら試しにメールをいつ送りなさい。
Why don't I just send you one right now? We can make sure. I should.
当然でしょ。
Misaki gingerly walked off, leaving me behind on the rooftop. Crow? Kind of wish she would appear at that moment, but as usual, she was off somewhere else. Left with no other options, I clicked on Misaki's name in my contacts. Maybe. Hope to get along with you more. Will do. I know she said not to send her really short messages, but having nothing else to say, I decided just to send it off. She just said not to do one-word replies, so we didn't do that, so I think we're okay. I was thinking of going back to my own class to finish lunch, but at that moment, my phone received a
あり
response.
がとう。って一応で感謝してあげてるだけだから。でもよろしくね。
Okay, that part of the message is fine. Can we talk about what's after that? What even is going on? Is that supposed to be in there, or is that just like wasn't, I don't even know, like, programmed properly? Anyways, Misaki's behavior was still as mysterious as ever, but I was still happy to get a text from a girl. I then archived her message in a new folder. Now I can finally relax and finish eating. Bang! The door to the roof flew open.
メールの話をしてて忘れてた。
Misaki, you can always send another text. You don't just have to send one. You can't take it easy for a second, can you? As Misaki came running back, I figured I should just give up on finishing my lunch until she left. So, what's wrong, puppy?
誰がワンコよ。
I don't know, you're like a dog. You have so much energy and you're just like so excited. You're just like wagging your tail by every little thing. Well, you certainly don't act like a kid.
そんなことより責任取りなさいよ。
Better take responsibility here. What did I do? For what, your false pregnancy symptoms? What? Gosh, why is the second half of this game like getting so good with the dialogue? It's like so funny. Basically stomped the ground again. Looks like I teased her a bit too much. Alright then, I'll drop the jokes now. Just tell me what I'm supposed to take responsibility for. Like, I feel like the first half of this game, like the prologue and everything, was good, and it was funny at times, right? But I feel like since Dee Dee got introduced, all the other characters like amped up the comedy so much more. Misaki took a deep breath to calm herself down and then stared me down a little nervously.
運ばれていったから、今日の放課後、私は暇になったのよ。
Yeah, you want to do something with me?
だから、先輩が責任を取って代わりに私と遊びなさい。し。
Okay, sure. Sorry, you're confusing me here. Considering what normally went on when she ran into me, I thought she was saying I had to take responsibility for all that. Looks like I was exonerated. I need a minute here. You're telling me you wanted to hang out with me, but were too embarrassed to ask me up front. So now you're finally coming out and saying it's my responsibility now. Did I get that right?
別に用事があるならいいけど。
It's not like you care, but you made a point to come back up to the roof to tell me when you could have just texted it to me. Nah, I'm free. I guess I'll see you after school then.
やけに素直ね。
Well, when you don't make this such a big deal, it's pretty simple. I can just say yes or I can say no. You know, I don't need the whole everything else. I don't even know how to describe the rest of that. Misaki still had her guard up for some reason, but I just sighed back at her. Now then, would you kindly let me eat my lunch in peace? Oh boy. Just such eccentric girls in this game. Like, all the girls are very eccentric. They just so much going on in their lives. Like, they manage to make simple things very, very complicated. And so after school, I told Dee Dee to see Michiru again, and then found myself waiting in front of the school for Misaki, who came skipping out of the building.
さあ、遊びましょう。
Alright, you got it. It was easy to see she was in a good mood, which cheered me up as well. It's nice when people are easy to read like that. Let's go to karaoke. We'll do what Makoto doesn't want to do. The monorail shook as it made its regular journey towards the shopping district. Oh no, I don't want to go shopping though. Misaki hummed to herself as she looked out the window. I initially thought she wanted to talk some more, but she probably thought it wasn't ladylike to converse with someone on public transit. Is it really that strict there? You can't have a conversation. I didn't want to annoy the other people around us, so I resisted the urge to tease Misaki and just sat quietly. But man, Misaki's got quite the rack on her. How was that at all relevant to anything that just happened? Ray, focus. No horny. No horny. Wait, I really shouldn't stare, but I guess a quick glance wouldn't hurt. He's just like... Yeah, that's a big rack. And he's just still staring. Never really felt my school's uniform had that kind of design that would make a girl's bust stand out like that. Really? I thought, like, you could see all of their breasts pretty prominently with their school uniform, you know? Misaki probably matches up with Makoto or Michiru bust-wise, but thanks to her petite frame, the juxtaposition is kind of enticing. They call this sort of thing opie lolly, don't they?
どうしたの？
Nothing. There's absolutely nothing wrong, Misaki. Why would you ever think that anything's wrong? Like, we are doing great. We're just thinking about boobs like we always do in these games, because, you know, that's just what you see, and that's what you think about. Misaki seemed to catch on to where I was staring, and now looking at me with a huge smirk on her face. Don't mind me, miss. It's nothing.
なんでそこで敬語になるの？怪しいわね。
No, it's nothing. Note to self, watch where my eyes are when I'm looking with Misaki. She caught me pretty quickly there. For the record, I was just gonna walk around. Did you have anything particular you wanted to do?
ないわね。ケーキが食べたいくらい。
Yes, Misaki. Yes, let's go. Let's get some cake. That was the best recommendation you could have made. Cake or like a milkshake or something would be fire. Sweets to the sweet, eh?
どいて。
Ooh, are we flirting? Okay. Alright, Ray. Alright. She kicked me in the shin, but there wasn't any forcefulness to it, so it just came off as adorable. I couldn't help but smile. Misaki is actually cute. Actually someone I'd want to get in a relationship with in this game. See, she's just a better romance partner, in my opinion. I feel like there's more chemistry than with, like, Didi or Michiru or even Miyu. I think Miyu has the potential to have, like, a good romance, but I don't know. We'll see. We got off at the junction and headed towards the shopping district. I think Makoto's route's going to be very interesting, though.
ところで、先輩とみーちゃんって結局何がどうなってたの？
Just to finish my thought, I think Makoto's route's going to be interesting just because it seems like both their families are kind of maybe in opposition of each other. Would that be right to say? So I think there will be an interesting dynamic there. I think that's going to be really cool. Misaki, I just think is going to be a fun time. I think she's fun, she's cute, she's someone you can tease and things like that, and I think it's just going to lead to a really strong romance. But y'all told me that hers is the shortest route. I'm like, what? How come every time I have a girl that's like, I don't think she's like meant to be like a main girl or like a best girl, but I really like her. I like those characters that are like, you know, like they're not the best, but they're really good. So you're really excited for their route, right? And then they give them the short route, and it was just like in Cafe Stella. Ugh. Anyways, let's continue on here. What became of you and me after all that? Misaki suddenly asked me that. Did you hear most of it from Miyu? Or didn't you hear most of it from Miyu? That's why.
ただ、それはみーちゃんの話で、先輩がどう思ってるかとか、先輩から見た結果がどうとかはわからないじゃない？
Wow, and she's not just listening to one point of view. She wants to get both sides and then make a judgment on how things went based on that. I'm in love, guys. I'm in love. I like people that do that. I like people that go to both sides of something and look at it from both ways. Because it's like, it's okay to have an opinion that leans towards one side of an argument or another, but it's good to get a whole view of it. Like, you want to see, like, okay, why does this side feel this way about something, and why does this side feel the opposite way? I think it's so important to have both and kind of find a middle ground on things. And then you can apply this to like anything that's very controversial.
それって不公平でしょ？
Or it doesn't even have to be controversial, I would say. Like, just to anything. If you're wondering, like, okay, why does this person like this person doesn't? You know, like, it's good to see both sides of it. So I really appreciate that she said that. It's not really fair, is it? Wow. That was unexpected, not to mention impressive. Misaki wasn't observing the situation only from her best friend's side. Could that be something she acquired from her upbringing or just part of her personality? It seems like it would probably be the latter. Well, the way I see it, I don't think there's much difference in how things turned out from what Miyu would have told you. Gosh, Misaki is just rising up the best girl ranks. Like, she's giving me a reason to really like her. Like, I already liked her just because she was funny, but now she's actually showing an intelligent side, and I'm like, can't stop talking about it, man. It's so exciting. He was definitely not someone who would tell lies or hide things from others to save face. I'm guessing Miyu didn't tell you about how I got a broken heart from it all.
それ？
We spent so much time together that I couldn't help but fall for her, and it ended up being turned down.
みーちゃんのこと今でも好きなの？
Yeah, but I wouldn't say I liked her in a sexual way. Okay, I mean, I wouldn't say that either, but I guess you could say my lingering affections for her are a different kind of like. You took that better than I thought. I figured you'd freak out at me or something.
私へのその評価が失礼以外の何者でもないけど。
I mean, I guess you're not wrong, but you're usually not this serious, okay? Misaki glared at me for a moment, but then her facial expression softened.
何よ。沢渡のくせに意外と男らしいじゃない。
Wow, okay. I'll take the compliment. You know, you've got a pretty disrespectful opinion of me yourself.
お互い様。
Alright, we're even. Cool. If you say so. As we agreed to disagree, I felt a deep sense of internal relief that she didn't interpret that discussion the wrong way. Since we were standing around in the middle of the street and easy to spot. Soon enough.
レイ君と美咲ちゃん
Oh no, you can't see this. No, I'm not on a date with her. Or maybe I am. I don't know, you want to join the date? I can have a double date with just me and 2 girls. Makoto,
何してるのこんなところで
we're having a date. Don't worry about it.
どこかでお会いしましたか
I still plan on going out with you Sunday. I'm just keeping my options open. Yeah, that's what it is. Misaki gave Makoto an askance glance. Did she forget about
こ
her?
の前こっちの悪い人から美咲ちゃんに助けてもらった人質役の城之内誠だよ
Hostage? What are you, Mayuri? Like, what do you mean hostage? Hey, by bad dude, what you mean me?
悪い人でしょ
That's what you are, aren't you? No? I think that's lies and slander. Well, I'd be lying if I said having a girl call me a bad dude doesn't get me a little excited. Actually, women are into bad guys. You know, like, not like terrible guys, but they're into like bad boys, you know? So maybe this would work in my favor.
あの公園で先輩に絡まれてた
Yes, that is her. Looks like Misaki remembered it after
誠
all.
さんと先輩って本当に知り合いなのね
Gosh, this is not really a great date for us. So far Misaki's found out we still have feelings for Miyu, and then she's finding out that we're really close to Makoto, and so now her hopes of us something happening between us is diminishing, and we need to reassure that she's still in the ring. We're classmates.
そうなんだじゃあ誠先輩ですねよろしくね美咲ちゃん
Makoto's face lit up with a friendly
それ
smile.
よりそっちは2人だけなんか妙な組み合わせだね
Hey, no, it's not. No, it's not. Just kind of happened.
へえ初めて見た時はレイ君も美咲ちゃんも敬遠の仲みたいだったのに
Hey, some cats and dogs get along really well, I'll have you know. Our friendship formed out of a showdown at the beach one twilight
一
evening
発ロマンだね
from a pink film.
そうだわ
I can't believe Misaki is the one saying something we're saying is stupid. What is going on here? Their opinions completely contrasted with each other. So, are you going shopping or something, Makoto?
別に買い物とかじゃないんだけど
What's with the flustered look?
いやちょっと下見に
Location scouting?
女子会の下見か何かですか
Misaki cocked her head in curiosity, so she's location scouting for our date. Ooh, okay. Given how embarrassing that sounds, you sure seem to have a lot of motivation for it.
先輩
Misaki poked me hard
デ
in
レ
the
デ
side.
レしない今日の主役は私
Wait, is this actually a date? Understood, Your
なん
Majesty.
かお邪魔だったかな
No, but yes. When she saw Misaki and me, Makoto giggled and tried to excuse herself.
誠先輩も一緒に遊びます
No! Don't say that.
いいのはい今日
わ
は何でもレイ先輩のおごりなんですよ
What? No. This is not true information. Misaki started walking cheerfully. This is disinformation. I'm reporting you. Makoto and I, the 2 upperclassmen, found ourselves
美
exchanging
咲ちゃん
glances.
はちゃんと普通の女の子してて見本になるね
For the record, I never said that I was paying for anything.
うーん
Makoto put her finger to her lips and thought for a moment. So she's seriously considering not hanging out. She's like, oh, if he's not paying for anything, I'm not gonna hang out with these losers.
私男の人に気風のいいところを見せられるとつい
Actually,
キスしちゃう癖が
guys, I misspoke. I totally forgot. We're paying for everything today. You know, we're gonna go crazy. We're gonna get you Starbucks. We're gonna go get you a new dress. We're just gonna show you the most generosity possible for a man to do towards a woman. Okay? You cheeky little. The hell, I'm not complaining.
どうするの
You'll get more than 300 yen out of me for snacks.
やったね
Wait, hold up. You'll get not more than 300 yen out of me. Makoto laughed and chased after Misaki. I took my time following after them with a big fat grin plastered on my face. Makoto seems pretty jovial too. Oh boy. So we have to pay 300 yen for snacks, guys. And so I became the loyal knight escorting these 2 princesses.
へ が失恋したってのは聞いてたけど、冗談じゃなかったんだ。無様ですよね。
But okay, if you're just gonna make fun of me, I'm not gonna hang out with either of you. The two girls gleefully chatted away while glancing through every open window in the shopping district. As the lone guy in the group, I couldn't help but feel like a third wheel of sorts. How did we get stuck in this position again? We literally did this with Mio before. We got stuck going to the mall looking at clothes, and now we're doing it again. I already hate doing this enough in real life, and now I have to do it in a visual novel. Frustration. Given the circumstances, I guess that'd make me Larry. No, wait, Larry actually had a role to play. The situation just made me feel more like a fake Shemp. Exactly what are you guys talking about? Just me.
ここでしょ。楽しい話題を提供できるだなんて誇らしいことじゃない。
I would like it if it was more of a topic of like, oh, Ray is so cute and I love, you know, spending time with him instead of just making fun of me. I get this every damn day lately, and here I was thinking, people in the world took privacy seriously nowadays.
私と誠先輩の共通の知り合いが先輩だけだから自然と話題にしちゃってるんだけど。
Yeah, but why does that have to be making fun of me? You can talk about me without making fun of me. You can say, oh, he's a nice guy. No, you're not hurting my feelings at all. Appreciated the sentiment. No, I don't have anything to hide. I'm not really embarrassed either.
いいね。それも人気男の意地だ。
Makoto nodded vigorously as if she was strangely moved by the previous statement. Given her family ties, I doubt her definition of chivalry is upstanding in the slightest, but never mind that. Well, that actually reminds me of something I wanted to ask, so putting me aside for a minute, have either of you had a boyfriend before? There we go, we're jumping straight into it now, like, oh. Have you ever had a boyfriend that you shared with another girl? I promise it's not as bad as it sounds. I don't know, because you guys ask me weird questions all the time. Or just make fun of me in front of my face. You brought it up first, didn't you? They couldn't get mad if I asked right now, so there's a good chance to find out. Why does every character in these games like this pure innocent maiden? I'm like, it's okay to have dated before, and I actually would encourage anybody who wants to seriously get married in the future to go on multiple dates with women. Go out with different people, really find what your type is, what you're looking for, what you don't like in a relationship. Because when you have a more serious relationship, you find out like, oh, I don't like people that are naggy, or I don't like people that have too high of standards. Maybe you're someone who just likes to chill and relax. Or maybe you want someone that's very high maintenance. Maybe you enjoy that. Maybe you enjoy, you know, just serving somebody, because maybe that's your love language, right? So I would definitely encourage you, boy or girl, definitely go on a lot of dates, find out which kind of people you like before you get married. Or just, even before you just get in like super long-term serious relationships, just go on small dates, get to know people, get to know how to socialize. That would be my advice for you guys. I mean, obviously each person's different, each situation is different, but that's my general advice. Makoto answered honestly without even breaking a sweat. Is it obvious? I don't know. Really now. Me and my fellow classmate had a want for further teasing. So how many boyfriends have you had?
まさか美咲ちゃんほどのいい女なら一人ってことはないでしょ。そうね。
She is so BSing right now. She's just making it up. Like 5. I wouldn't expect anything less from the Ando's prestigious daughter. So when did you go out with your first boyfriend? Last year, huh? I don't know. See, if a girl told me that they had 5 boyfriends in the past year, so, and let me be clear, I'm talking about boyfriends as in like a committed relationship, like where you're just dating each other, versus like if you were just going out with somebody on a date. So if you've had 5 like actual kind of serious relationships in 1 year, red flag for me. 3 whole years ago. What precautiousness.
同じ女子としてリスペクトしちゃうな。
I feel like Makoto is just teasing her now. I'm fine with it too, because it's not me for once.
もしかして私からかわれてる？
What? No, we wouldn't dream of doing that.
レイ君、次は何して遊ぼうか。
Time to show Madame Misaki here an even better time. Naturally.
私も微力ながら協力するからね。
Well, good. I'm gonna need your help.
あなたたち、何をいい話としてまとめようとしてるの？
Misaki sounded as if she was about to run me through. I couldn't help but get chills at her blistering. What is that? Riposte? Riposte? I'm not even sure. Misaki, even your shrieks of anger are simply exquisite.
だからいい話とか深い話みたいにしてごまかすのをやめろって言ってるのよ。
No, we're just gonna say what we want to say, not elaborate further, and then walk away like a Chad. Wait, were we insinuating something?
さすがにもう騙されないと思うよ。
I guess so. Misaki just isn't ready for prime time, I guess.
あなたは私を何だと思ってるの？
I like how we're still just playing around with her. Tears formed in the corner of Misaki's eyes as she stamped the ground like usual. She's just too darn cute for words. Oh, that's right. There was a question I wanted to ask you
そ
too.
の前に私に言うことがあるわよね。
So, anyways, just move on. I don't need to thank you for entertaining us.
謝罪を要求してるのよ。
I just felt like egging her on one last time. If you had just one chance to turn back time and relive your life from any point in the past, how far back would you two turn the hands of time? I really like that he asked everyone this question. It's very out of pocket.
時間を巻き戻す？
I guess I must have been too sudden asking that since they both stared blankly at me in response. You don't have to think about it too much, it's just a little survey I've been
あな
doing.
たとの出会いをやり直したいわ。
So you want to make it more passionate, eh?
今のこの気持ちを抱いたまま過去に戻れたら、きっと真っ赤な情熱が咲き乱れたはずね。
Water is so great, guys. Hopefully you're staying hydrated today.
レイ君、さすがに自重しないと過去どころか未来で刺されるよ。
You know, I love water. Water is great. Definitely no hostility here, guys. Just clean drinking water. I had a similar hunch myself. Seriously though, do you really not have anything you'd want to do over Misaki? I think everyone has at least one big regret from their past.
私は
Misaki's expression suddenly turned serious as she mumbled something under her breath.
今のまま過去に戻っても仕方ないの。
Ooh, am I sensing a deep backstory? Misaki was already pretty good. If she has like a deep backstory to make me appreciate her and care for her even more than I already do, I will be pretty impressed. Couldn't quite discern what the mood had suddenly become very sullen, but all the same I didn't feel like teasing her. Makoto also glanced at me with an expression that clearly said, not the right time, buddy. And
ちな
then...
みに私はやり直したいことなんて何もないからね。
nothing at all.
ないよ。
Maybe Makoto was trying to lighten the mood a bit, but her answer seemed so apathetic that there wasn't really anything else I could say. I see. Thanks, you
こ
two.
れ何の質問だったの？性格診断？
Something like that. Actually, that's probably the best way to describe it. Yeah, I think it kind of tells you a lot about the person when you kind of see, are they going to go back in time and redo something that's going to like benefit them or just make their life better or more fun? Or are they going to do something that's going to like undo maybe past trauma? Kind of tells you a lot about a person. Ever since I acquired the power to rewind time, I've taken an interest in how other people would think about the past and the future. Seems that people who'd want to go back in time several years and redo a massive portion of their lives really are far and few between. And I certainly wasn't expecting Misaki to give such a depressing answer, so now that they're definitely both going to remember, I asked them that. Sorry for asking you to, but I guess it would have been wiser to say that before I asked instead of after.
だからさっきから
Before Misaki could finish her sentence, I hurled my pocket watch against the ground. We're just gonna try to escape this
あな
conversation.
たたち何をいい話としてまとめようとしてるの
Whoa! Misaki suddenly in close proximity to me made me jump with surprise. This is the part where we were taking the Mickey. We were taking the Mickey out of Misaki, right? What does that even mean? Maybe I got a little carried away. I'm sorry.
何よちゃんと謝れるんじゃない
My immediate apology quenched Misaki's anger, instantly leaving her gazing at me in
ケイ
confusion.
君にしては切り替えが早かったね
I just didn't want to get shivved by her in the future, is all. I quietly explained to myself when Makoto pointed out my change in behavior. How about I treat you to some tea and cake to make it up to
謝
you?
罪があれば賠償はいらないわケーキは先輩の私への好意としておごってもらうのよ
I mean, isn't that literally what I just said? I mean, tea was a part of it too, but you need something to wash down the cake with, right?
大岡さばきだね
Ooh, Oka Tadasuke, eh? Didn't he once resolve a dispute between two women over the custody of a child by asking them to grab each of its arms? And wait, don't make me explain any further. Isn't this similar? Apparently, like, there was a Bible story that's very similar to that, too. Like, hey, I'll just give you each half of a baby. Kind of weird, if you really think about it. But I don't know if that's actually how the story went. I just heard, like, a comedy bit about it. I'm like, I don't remember ever hearing something like that in there. But possibly it is. I don't know.
誠先輩何か美味しい店とか知ってますか
You know, I'm sure we can find a place. Her anger having been extinguished quite suddenly indeed, Misaki gleefully pressed Makoto for
落ち着い
suggestions.
て話せる場所で甘いものが美味しいって条件までつけると当てはないかな
Come on, Ray, you have to know a place. You have to.
先輩は
I don't usually go anywhere other than family restaurants and karaoke boxes
噂
myself.
通りお金持ちなのに本当に普通の生活してるんですね
I mean, I feel like people appreciate that. I mean, it's kind of nice to relate to someone in that sense. Like, even if they're way more wealthy than you, it's nice to be able to, like, kind of be like, oh, you know, they do something I do, right? Saying it like it's a bad
せ
thing.
っかくだしお店の新規開拓をしようか
You know, I could name it Cafe Stella. Give me an idea for a game.
その方が楽しそうですね
Plus, if it goes bankrupt, I'll be the only one losing money.
余計な一言
Forget I said that. That's just kind of a bad habit of
そろ
mine.
そろ大企業の後取りだって教育を受け直した方がいいんじゃないの
Eh. That's just a part of my backstory. It doesn't define me. Flinging my snark right back at me, eh? I guess I know when I'm beat. Makoto, who had been looking around anxiously, suddenly made a weird noise.
あれは
Oh, yeah, what is up with your face? What did you see? Do I want to know? Is it going to be a stuffed animal or something? Misaki tried to ask her about it, but Makoto wobbled away on unsteady legs without a response. Misaki and I glanced in her direction as she walked and discovered Makoto was not only being entranced by a cafe, but by a pet shop. It was a shop that had cages installed on the counters, and there was a corner where customers were permitted to play freely with the animals. So I went to one of those little pet shops in the mall one time. My wife and I were looking at dogs. We had this small phase where we kind of wanted a dog, and so we were looking at dogs, and I'm so glad we didn't get a dog. I am not a dog person. I am a cat person 100%. I think dogs take a lot more effort than cats, and I already got enough of my own problems, my own life to live. Then I don't need to be worrying about a dog. Okay, is what I'm trying to say. But not any shame to people who love dogs, because I think dogs are great, just not for me. And so I went into this place with my wife in the mall. Do you want to know how much they were charging for this cute little dog? $5,000, like over $5,000. I'm just saying 5,000, but it was over $5,000 for this dog. And they're like, oh yeah, it got all the shots, and you know, it was raised humanely and whatever. $5,000. I'm not paying $5,000 for a dog. Even cats. I wouldn't pay $5,000 for a cat that I liked. I would just go to a shelter and adopt one who really needs a home. Why would I pay $5,000 for an animal that was bred specifically for something? Like, no, I'm just gonna go give an animal that really wants a home and really needs one. I'm gonna go do that over paying $5,000. Anyways, rant aside, let's go see these animals. Misaki, are you an animal lover too? She immediately gave an enthusiastic nod, the adorable rascal.
特に犬がいいわよね。きちんとしつけられている子が。主人に絶対服従で命じられた通り機敏に動く子だったらなおさら素敵。
Are we still talking about pets? Yeah, I figured you'd be into that. Her smile disappeared when I said that, just as expected.
先輩は猫派でしょ？
That is a binary choice which causes even deeper rifts between people than their preferred type of cell phone, so I'll have to refrain from commenting on that. Ah, frick. Is that a really controversial thing that I said that I'm like, I don't want a dog? I made sure to say, like, I don't mind if you guys have a dog. Like, no shame on dog owners. Like, I'm just saying they do take more effort and work to put into them than a cat. So, I like cats better. But, hopefully I haven't caused a rift by saying something. Pointing at the pet shop. So you want to go in there?
そうね。ちょっと私には子供っぽい催しな気もするけど、誠先輩も入ろうとしてるんだから仕方ないわね。
If Misaki had a tail, I'm certain it would have been wagging back and forth wildly in spite of the stony expression she wore on her face.
先輩は入らないの？
I'm good. If there's going to be cute girls playing with animals, I'd rather just watch.
先輩こそ檻に入れた方がいい野獣なんじゃないの？
A wolf, then. I'm a wild and crazy guy, after all.
鳥の皮をかぶって装飾の生活を送ってたら居心地よくなって脱げなくなったふぬけみたいな気はするけど。
That's very oddly specific there, Misaki. Have you thought about this before? You're too sharp for me. And so, Makoto and Misaki, both seemingly in a trance, were given a brief explanation from conduct from the store employee before they entered the cage.
うさちゃん。
Oh, there's a bunny rabbit. And we have like a dog butt in the corner of the screen. Evidently, Makoto had taken quite a liking to the bunnies.
うさちゃん天国。
I like how that one's just super mellow on her head. Bunnies are not like that. They're not chill animals from what I've seen. Like, they're very scared. Like, it just seems like if you do anything to scare them at all, they're just nervous animals. Kind of like my cat. My cat is a very nervous cat, like, especially when she's around new people. Like, she is just super afraid. And that's why I got along with her pretty well, because I had a lot of social anxiety, and she did too. Wearing an expression of absolute elation, she was hugging a baby bunny as if all the other ones surrounded her, waiting for their own turn. She really did look like she died and gone to heaven. It was a wonderful thing to behold. Surely a gangster's daughter playing with a whole bunch of bunnies would make for a priceless photo. I took a stealth shot with my phone camera, then turned my gaze to Misaki. Why did I have the feeling that there was going to be a panty shot here? And especially, why is the dog doing whatever the dog's doing here? In sharp contrast to the adorable voice ringing out from before a pitiful scream pierced the air.
なんでそんなにすり寄ってくるの？ちょっとあなたたち待ちなさい。
These dogs look like they have an agenda, guys. Misaki fell on her backside as dogs approached her from all sides. I thought she would have wanted to be jumped up on by a lot of cute puppies, though. Her awkward position had her visibly humiliated, but she couldn't bring herself to shoo the puppies off of her. Just what you think it is to fellow customers. That's my friend in there. Of course, one of the store employees recognized me as her companion and asked me if she needed any help, but I politely told him no. Such a nice guy.
誠先輩助けて。
This is such an awful view of whatever is going on here. Makoto was in the same cage with her, so Misaki tried to send her an SOS. Alas, Makoto was on a totally different planet right now.
だからあなたたちここ舐めて。
Is this why there's that whole joke about dogs and white girls? Those lucky little... I couldn't tell exactly what those nasty dogs were licking her, but Misaki ended up letting out a stifled moan. That's hot. Ew! My guy! This I maybe want to get to play with animals too. Everything about this is so bad. Appreciated the fleeting glance at Misaki's panties I got, but the best part was that her tights clung to her legs and accentuated her curves. Bada bing. Why did we need that zoom in? Everything about this is so bad. Misaki suddenly tried shouting commands at them. The puppy stopped for a moment at down boys, but then... The puppies wagged their tails and kept jumping all over her. Finally, Misaki started crying. Hold on, Misaki, I'll be there. I formulated a response in my head that sounded cool, and I switched my camera app into video mode. I'd like to hear her make that sexy mode one more time. Then there's just Makoto in the corner. Watching the whole chaotic mess unfold, I stood there without a care in the world. How could I be forced to favor only one of those true charming young ladies? God truly has a cruel sense of humor. All the same, the day wrapped up in quite a high note for me. I didn't need whatever weird position that CG was in. It just reminds me of freaking Danganronpa. If you guys have played Danganronpa 2, you know there's a certain character who always gets themselves into weird positions and scenes. And that's what that reminded me of. Anyways, guys, I think this is a great point to stop. That was quite a bit of exciting there for the end of the video. I think we'll call it there. How about that? Got a lot of screen time for Misaki today, which I am totally okay with. Misaki was a character that I've really liked, and I got to see some different sides of her, more intelligent sides. Not to say that she's dumb ever. I never really thought she was dumb, just some of her humor is just pretty dumb, and I appreciate it a lot. I think she's hilarious. But we got to see some different sides of her today, which I really liked, and we kind of had like a pseudo date with her, which was cool. Yeah, so I really like that. I mean, we got a little bit more time with Makoto too as well, so I'll take that. Because I do like Makoto and Misaki. I think they're both great characters. So hopefully we'll get to see some more of that. I was so glad that we got a break from Michiru and Didi. That was really appreciated. And hopefully we'll have another great episode next time. So anyways, guys, I appreciate you. Hope you enjoyed that. And I shall see you in the next episode.